손상 예방 및 안전 정지 사업은 물론 대한민국 중앙정부에서 주관하는 범죄 예방 등의 개념을 포함한 한국적 안전도시 사업 추진에 있어서도 안전도시 적극적인 협조와 핵심적인 역할 수행을 통하여 안전도시 사업의 확장 발전에 필요할 것입니다. 이상으로 수원과 대한민국을 대표하여 안전도시 사업에 대한 소개를 마치도록 하겠습니다. 대단히 감사합니다.
Right, I'm going to focus both at the community and also at the international level. I'm going to go quite fast at the beginning because I actually want to make sure I don't run out of time. The most important group. This picture is of Korea001. I actually picked this particular picture because we were fortunate that Korea001 won the Working Together for Better Services Government Award and also the Supreme Prime Minister's Award, and in the middle of that picture with the mayor in the blue is our Prime Minister, John Key. The final picture, and I think much later, in 2005 we had certifying centres. More recently we've actually got regional networks, but I think it's important to say that 180 communities have travelled various pathways to actually become safe communities. And Deputy Mayor, may I say that your presentation was outstanding, and it actually, talking about sustainability, that safe communities is also a call for action, but not all action actually has a helmet on, so there has been progress of sorts. I want to remind you all that safe communities is not another program or a project. Safe communities is actually an integrated way of doing. Eventually you're going to lose your partners, you're going to lose your funding, you're going to lose your momentum. If your efforts are deemed relevant, it's more likely to be sustainable. Did you establish benchmarks? Suwon obviously did. Do you track progress? Suwon obviously does. Are you to affiliate support centre representatives and to certifying centre representatives? How well are you doing working at the government level? We need to continue this challenge, and I know it's easier in some countries than in others, but we still need to do it for our efforts to be sustainable. New Zealand?
To start, first, good morning for everybody, and I think we have quite an exciting morning. Everybody is awake and, full of power really to discuss and to speak out what needs to be done. For every presenter we are going to have around 25 minutes, and I don't like to use these sort of bells and things, so I think I'll just try to wave or do something because make it easier, and I think just try to stick to 20 or 25 at the most so we can have some time for discussion. Okay, our first presenter is Dr. Yang Shin Chu. Is doing it okay? Yeah, Dr. Yang, she is an emergency physician, and she is interested in pre-hospital management and emergency procedures and education. And she was awarded a prize of excellence in the ACAM in 2009. She is going to speak for us about safety and health problems of EMT personnel during ambulance transportation, and I think the floor for you.
Thank you for introducing me. Glad to be able to speak in front of you today. My name is Yang Shin-cho. I work at Suncheon, Korea. I apologize because I'm not a native English speaker, so my English is not perfect. So please understand me. Also, that I'm not a specialist in this field, but I also some articles and related to our research. Here are ambulance colleagues from search Google. Here is a news article about ambulance collision. Today, I talked about the safety and health problem of EMS personnel during ambulance transportation. Many EMS persons perform the cardiopulmonary resuscitation, known as CPR. Show the pictures. It's a chain of survival. You know that it's very important things about important thing of CPR. Now, early access, early CPR, early defibrillation, early ACLS. Now I talked about early CPR. Standard chest compression require 100 compressions per minute, 4 to 5 centimeters compression depth, and 30 compressions per 2 ventilations. And this requires you to push it hard and push it fast. But consider a situation in a moving ambulance. Sometimes they perform the CPR with only one hand compression because they had to balance themselves. It's very difficult and dangerous to them to perform CPR, and the EMTs can balance themselves. There are many papers about CPR performance and quality and transport. So this is important, CPR quality or EMT safety. What do you think about it? I found research about the health of providing care in emergency vehicle. This journal name is Pre-Hospital Emergency Care. In this journal, there are 3 factors for EMS providing vehicle-related injury. The first factor is increasing risk of ambulance-related motor vehicle collision. Second factor is poor ambulance safety design. And third factor is injury delivering critical patient care. Let's see the details. The first factor is increased risk of ambulance-related motor vehicle collisions. It's including cause-free driving, risky driving, lots of close situational awareness, lots of citizen awareness of ambulance. Second factor is poor ambulance safety designs. Austere compartment environment, equipment unsecure, shape corner or edge, projectile position, side fence shape. Poor EMS provider mobility, equipment inaccessible, inadequate crash-worthiness testing for vehicle visibility due to painting of color, suboptimal seatbelt design. The third fact is injury by delivering critical patient care, for example, chest compression, airway management, critical procedure, and patient control. This performance, they have to standing and lots of restraint, hands occupied, lots of head protection, and lots of head is a photograph of paramedic performing simulated CPR in a back of the moving ambulance. The paramedic performed chest compression is at risk of injury because he is unrestrained and his hands are occupied chest compression balance, and he is standing in a back of the ambulance, in back of the moving ambulance. A safer option is illustrated. Technology are employed to provide automated chest compression and ventilation. They deliver the consistent and uninterrupted chest compression and ventilation. They perform they were seated, restrained, and hands-free fashion. Next, I searched for related injury frequency results. This survey reported the prevalence of back discomfort associated with the CPR procedure. A total of 318 completed questionnaires were returned. The CPR was most common performed in an ambulance. Almost 60% of ambulance officers complained of always feeling back pain during CPR, and pain associated with during CPR and size of the patient, body posture, and number of rescue. As many as 62% of those with such complaints consider that the cause of their back pain injury was related to the CPR procedure. There is a need for guideline that taking account of adverse environment factor and directed to minimizing back injury in rescuers providing CPR. The major difficulty encountered during the CPR delivery was maintaining balance during the movements in the ambulance. Let's see another article. Standard CPR may be difficult to perform in a confined space. These studies set out to evaluate alternative chest compression, which may be easier to perform in such a situation. This journal introduced the over-the-head chest compression method in a confined space. For example, eye of the aircraft. Another method is straight chest compression used in the same situation. Let's see the result of this article. There are no significant difference between the standard chest compression and over-the-head chest compression in average compression rate and number of chest compression and average hand-job time per cycle. However, over-the-head compression lesser than the chest